Hello everyone, my name is Blake and this is Pride Month, so I thought I'd do something a little different with the SHRM logo and make it into a rainbow. So I'm talking today about recruiting millennials in the workplace. Raise your hand if you have millennials that work for you. A lot of you. Raise your hand if you sometimes don't know how to handle them or how to work with them in the workplace because sometimes it's distracting or they just think differently. A lot of you. So today I'm going to help you, really shut off my screen. There we go. So I work for Blogging for Jobs. I'm the Community and Operations Manager. If you guys have ever heard of our blog, it's one of the top social media and HR blogs on the internet. I basically run the community of writers, I build content, and I just make sure everything runs smoothly. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this is because every day I read a new article on how to manage millennials and what we're doing wrong, how we're self-obsessed, and just really how we're a terrible generation to work with in the workplace. Yeah. If you do a Google search of millennials in the workplace, you're going to come up with 900,000 articles on us with topics like, why can't millennials grow up? 11 tips for managing millennials. 8 things you need to know. Millennials struggle with confrontation at work. I'm pretty sure everyone struggles with confrontation at work. How to help us shine in the workplace because we don't do enough shining. The millennials are generation nice. I'm pretty nice, but that's a good stereotype for us. And then millennials, the next greatest generation. That's personally my favorite. The thing that we deal with day in and day out is that our generation is stereotyped by all of these negative undertones when there's really no research in the workplace showing that these characteristics are actually true. You just get one bad egg and automatically people think that, we're a terrible generation to work with, but we're really not. We've been deemed as the faceless generation because there's so much out there about us and there's so much that people are talking about us that we really don't have a distinct face that represents us very well. We became the largest generation in 2014, so we just overtook the baby boomers. And in 2025, we're going to be the largest generation in the workplace. The average tenure for a millennial like me, they say, is 2 years, but my track record is I've been with Blogging for Jobs for 5 years. So I think that there's some skewedness in how these stats are coming up, and it's just portraying us to be just a terrible generation that job hops, and that's just not good. I personally don't think it's millennials that are changing the workplace, and I think that's due to technology. I think right now we're adapting technology much quicker, and there's so much new technology coming out that we're just using it differently. And so when people come up to us and, you have all the startups in San Francisco where I live, we're always coming up with new ideas to help the workplace, basically. Millennials are 1982 to 2005, so I'm sure there are some millennials out here in the audience that feel my pain when it comes to being stereotyped in the workplace. But attracting us is a lot easier than you think, and I don't think any practitioner out there should really fret when they have the next millennial come into the process. Newsflash. There's actually scientific studies out there that show that millennials in the workplace have no other big characteristic out there that make them different from baby boomers or Gen X. Like I said before, there's been a shift in the workplace, and since we're now the largest generation, since the baby boomers, you're seeing slowly things changing in the workplace. With Gen X, I know a lot of Gen Xers that like everything millennials like. Gen X in the front. And so I think people need to basically stop just stereotyping millennials because your baby boomers, your Gen Xers all have the same characteristics as us. So just to give you a little bit of information before I get off the stage and go drink the free vodka in the expo hall. To attract millennials, what you want to do is you want to look beyond profits. Millennials they love salary, but they're looking for more. They're looking for a purpose in the workplace. You want to make sure you're focusing on their growth. That's a big thing for me, and I'm always pushing myself and being ambitious and wanting to, go beyond what I'm told and just make my own job. Helping them find a purpose. You don't want someone to come in, day out, and just do their job, clock out at 5, go to happy hour. You want to really make them involved in your company and show them that they can make a big difference as well. And you want to be socially responsible. Being socially good makes everyone feel amazing. But millennials are really looking for that company where they can get involved in their community and they can see that these companies care about the community that they live in. According to Pew Research, 6 out of 10 millennials find a job if there's some type of purpose in it. So when you're hiring these millennials, you want to focus on the fact that you guys are doing more beyond the workplace and you're not just a 9-to-5 job, clock out, and you're done. You also want to show authentic leadership. I think millennials now are, if you're a developer in San Francisco, you have your choice of workplaces. So the thing to set you apart with them is being really authentic with them. You want to be an innovator. Even if you're an insurance company down in Texas, you can still be innovative in your space. And that's really what's going to attract these millennials and want them to stay and work for you. Be passionate. There's nothing worse than having a boss that is disconnected from the workplace and really doesn't show passion for their job. It's more of a trickle-down effect. So if your boss isn't passionate, your workers aren't going to be passionate. And be ethical. That's a given. We're at an HR conference. I would hope most of you guys out here are ethical. And treat your employees right. Who doesn't want to be treated right? So all of these characteristics that I just showed, do they seem like a company that baby boomers and Gen X would like to work for? Most likely. So, as I wrap this up really quickly, what does all this mean to practitioners? Don't put your eggs in one basket when it comes to recruiting millennials. They're not that different from other people, and you'll see that as long as you're adapting to technology and adapting in the workplace, you'll be able to attract and retain these people. As technology changes, change with it. There's nothing worse than having a system from 2000, 15 years ago, and not really showing millennials that you're ready to innovate and ready to adapt to new technologies. Treat employees like employees and not their generation. We need to stop doing sweeping stereotypes of a generation, because if you take a look at it, we're all pretty much the same. We all like unlimited vacation policies and, happy hours at work or a cake in the office. And then don't believe everything you read when it comes to millennials. A lot of those articles out there are written by baby boomers, and again, they don't really understand what millennials are looking for, just because they're not a millennial. So if you're wanting to get really good information out there, get it from a millennial, get it from one of your employees. And that's all. Thank you.